For those who can't remember, when you turned on the television, there was an Indian chief head with all kinds of lines and things like that. It was like test pattern. And we would stare at that. That was television. We had just gotten a television, and look at that. It's a television. Stare at that Indian chief for hours. Yeah, a cowboy. I wanted to be a cowboy, but I had so many heroes that changed over life. With every decade, I find myself appreciating another segment of my life, and heroes would always be there, but there would be new ones involved. And especially, I think, when astronauts started going out into outer space and landing on the moon. And to this day, or tomorrow, we're continuing that up into the outer space again, for the final one. But those, to me, were defining moments for the pioneers going into the new frontier. That was exciting to me as much as it would be if I were a young kid saying, "What would you like to be?" I said, "I'd like to go back 100 years and be a cowboy, get on a wagon train and head west, round up cattle, storm the hills, stuff." Did that answer your question, Carol?
It answered my question.
It answered some of mine, too. I'd forgotten all about that stuff.
So, you have, now you kind of embody a major iconic hero. Do you have role models that you still kind of look to today in your life?
Yeah, I have a pretty solid line in the sand when it comes to right and wrong, and I apply those principles. To me, they're very important, and that's I combine that, I guess, with Optimus Prime, the way he's written, and my dedication and loyalty to the ingredients of his character that stick and adhere to the principles of what he stands for.
Well, mentioning Optimus Prime, I can see a few faces with despite the light, and I think if I don't get to more questions about Optimus Prime, I may be thrown off the stage here. So, when you did the original Optimus Prime, the animated series, there was a fair lapse of time between when that ended and when the movies, the Michael Bay movies, came out.
About 20 years.
Yeah. So, what was your feeling, 20 years later when they come to you and say, "Peter, we want to do a Transformers, a live-action film, and we want you to be the voice of Optimus Prime." What kind of feelings did that bring up to you?
Well, I had mixed feelings because, number one, I wasn't chosen to be Optimus Prime. I had to audition for the role again. Actually, I auditioned for Michael Bay twice. I guess he wasn't convinced the first time. It made me wonder, what do these people know about Transformers? That's their head. Turn on the internet, and read some magazines. Good grief. Optimus Prime.
That's priceless.
So I read for Michael, and my feelings were mixed because, number one, they got rid of me back in 1986 in the movie, and interesting story about the movie. Orson Welles was in the movie. For those who know who Orson Welles is, he's long gone, but he was a wonderful guy, great actor, and heck of a writer. People have declared him a genius. But he had no idea what the Transformers was all about. And he was called in to do his lines, and he's looking at the script, and he'd say, "What is all this nonsense? What is what? It's a Megatron. What's a Megatron?" He read his lines eventually. And that was history. I read my lines and discovered about 17 pages into the script that I was being killed. That didn't sit too well. We had done it for 2 years. I had no idea of why. I couldn't figure it out. He said, did I stink? Was my character, I mean, is it so bad they got to get rid of me, you know? I mean, what is going on? Anyway, I didn't hear another word until 20 years later. And as I said, my feelings were mixed because I didn't really enjoy the idea of auditioning for a character that I'd already auditioned and was chosen for. So I went begrudgingly in my mind, but I must admit, the reason that I did go was because of the fan base that I had discovered. And they were undoggedly determined and tenacious about getting me to be Optimus Prime again. And without their backing, it never would have happened. And so I'm really grateful for any fans out there that, oh, God love you. Yeah,
And it wouldn't have been half the movie without you either.
You guys, thank you. That's special for me, really special. So, in getting the role again, I got really excited. So I went from the lows to the highs.